What up, commentarians? We're back. Forgive us, I think we missed a week or something. We are starving artists trying to get ourselves together. So we're gonna
Yep.
put B in charge of that. Shy B, what's happening?
What
What's
up? What
up?
up?
What's
What
up?
up?
Real women of St. Louis.
St. Louis, real women.
I forgot to say we got to make sure we say something to make Harlem just look at us and then put her icon up how she was doing us last time.
Listen.
Real
Yeah,
women.
yeah, that's my jam.
Oh man. We've been gone, we're back. This is episode 9. Um Life been going on for me, and I'm sure Shad and B as well. We were actually off the scenes talking about my haircut, or actually lack thereof. So I
Hmm.
have only had 2 haircuts since March, and I remember the exact days of those haircuts. So I got a haircut on March 13th because that was the day before 314 day, and I had to DJ on 314 day. Then I got a haircut on
Hmm.
June 25th because my homeboy got married on the 26th. So those are my 2 haircuts I've had since March. So why haven't I gotten a haircut, you might ask, right?
Hmm.
Because barbers are out here being whores, bro, and they not covering their faces. And
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
you were gonna say
yeah,
that?
yeah. I mean, I'm just being real. Like, I'm not gonna put I'm out here being a little, barber chair hopper right now, a little hoe in the barber shop because I'm not sitting in one chair and I feel bad about it. So did y'all see that on Twitter where they was talking about they had dudes stories of their barbers, bro? No, yes, no.
No, I'm not on Twitter.
What
I haven't
happened?
been on Twitter in probably about 7 years.
So this I don't
Right.
even know, I don't know any of the Twitter handle names or anything. So forgive me if I shout you out and I don't know I'm shouting you out. So this guy put up a
Hmm.
tweet and he basically was saying, like black men go through the same kind of torment that black women go through in relationships because but except for they go through it with their barber. So like hella dudes start putting their barber stories in the thread. So it was like hella funny. So this dude said, one stuck out. Dude said, yeah, so my barber got locked up, so I had to go to another barber for a little while. And he came out and called me, and he said, I didn't really know how to show up to him. He said I felt kind of forced into the situation. He said, how do you respond? He said he felt like Jody when Snoop came back. He was
It be like that though. I switched barbers.
like,
I hope
You
he don't
know
watch
what?
this
My son was just
podcast.
talking about that today. Like his barber's a little bit older. So
Hmm.
like he showed him, you know how these kids are. He showed him a picture of how he wanted his haircut.
Oh
And I
no.
think like one side is like a little bit off from the other side. And he was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. And I really want to go to the other barber in the shop, but they're in the same shop. So
yeah,
like
it's
Mm.
hard.
how do you navigate that? Like as a man, like is it breaking
Mm.
the barber client code to go to a different barber in the same shop? Like are you just supposed to
Yeah,
go to
I
one?
wouldn't. He
Yeah,
got to go to a different
you
shop.
got to go to a different shop.
He got to go to a different,
Hey,
because that man gonna be like, I guess that's just how you was raised.
hey,
And we've been
hey,
going to this
dudes.
barbershop for 15 years. Like he's been going here since his very first haircut.
You know.
Dudes
So,
is more faithful to their barber than their girl in some cases,
and
man.
listen, because
Yeah.
some women are too when it comes to their hair, but then you have women who are chair hoppers.
Well, yeah, I heard about. Here's the thing you do though, and good barbers actually tell you that you need to have more than one barber. You normally need to have like 2 or 3, and just be honest about it. It's just like in a relationship. If you out here on these hoes, you gotta say that shit. That's how,
you know,
because
to,
I had to switch my barbers in, but it was kind of awkward running into my original barber in the gym, and I just got a haircut
you got
too.
a
And
fresh cut.
Mm-mm-mm.
I was like, "What's up, man?" It's
You
like, "What's
can't
up,
be cheating
Shy?
on the barbers, man.
What's up?" But nah, he understood though, man, because he had stopped cutting, and I had to still get my haircut. But I got 3 barbers, so just switched it up, man. But it's all love, man. I do be a little reluctant to put up like dope haircut pictures and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Yeah, me too, bro. You like, yeah, my DM's gonna start popping.
I'm just gonna cash app him some money. What you sending me this
Hey,
for? Well, it was on my heart.
yeah. Man, barbers. Hey, now that we think about it, bro, barbers are really like those are relationships, bro.
They
Jesus
are.
Christ.
They
We
are.
have this has to change. This has to
But but
change.
but here's the thing, though. I can say the barbers that I have make so much money, not to put their business out there, but they, I think they get, yeah. But
Haircut
it's rough.
minimum $25-$30 now, and I'm not mad at it, but Jesus.
A nigga will be more faithful to his barber than his bitch. I mean, I'm tripping. Then his lady. The fuck
He's
is wrong
gone.
with me?
It
He's
is
gone.
what it is. Hey,
Yeah.
listen.
I'm niggerish
um,
today. Let me clean it up. I'm sorry.
well, speaking of being niggerish,
But I'm finna go into the
um,
store though, so y'all keep going. But
Trey Songz is in the news today. Um, I don't really. This has kind of been popping for the past couple of weeks, but I guess today more people came out, and
Yeah.
oh, word.
yeah. So just a brief synopsis. So OnlyFans model Selena Powell, she was actually on the No Jumper podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And she spoke on her encounter with Trey Songz, and it I guess it was one of those things that the situation at hand kind of left her feeling a certain kind of way. But as in most cases, after one person says something, it is not to diminish the situation or anyone has come forward. But as in most scenarios, more people started coming forward, and apparently they saying Trey is out here a little Robert Kelly-ish. He's peeing on folks. Is that what am I getting that right?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean
That's,
the
that's the
funny, well,
tea.
not the funny, the irony in that is that's kind of a fetish for some people, man and woman alike. Um, I'm gonna put my business out there, but how
Please
y'all feeling
do.
about Trey? Uh, I'll have to bring somebody on here one day to talk about that.
They got pissed on.
Hmm. Hmm.
I did not confirm
Hmm.
nor deny. I did not confirm nor deny.
What they say is better.
See,
Do they? What's the
the
saying? It's better to
secret
be
is, bro. Here's the secret, bro. You have to
okay
do it in the shower so
in the
it feels
shower.
like the shower water, bro.
No, I know some people who wanted that. I know some
What
people
the
who.
fuck? What?
Yeah, I ain't do it. I just knew who people who was into it.
That's the secret. Women like hot water anyway. So, y'all be in the shower cooking noodles.
I really hope that people just watch the YouTube version of this podcast because my face like really says more than what I actually say. This is a fucking say less moment. I want y'all to say less because this is disgusting.
You don't have any crazy fetishes?
I don't want to be peed on in the shower or
I
out
What's
of the
your?
like
shower.
toes.
Like I don't want to
I
be
was just
peed on
about
at
to
all.
say I like fat women with cute feet.
I like toes.
I like fat women that smell like oatmeal cookies.
I believe it.
I
I
do.
definitely believe it. I believe
Yeah.
it. I have a thing for calf muscles.
Oh, okay. You like to lick them, bite them?
That's none of your business.
Why you bring it up?
We're gonna say less because I'm
Okay.
a lady.
Right on. That's what's up.
Y'all are mannish,
I just
and
said
I'm
I like
looking at
feet.
both of y'all sideways from now on because Alan, I can't believe it. I cannot.
Hey, listen. If it's any woman around me that's been around me, you see her in Chuck Taylors, I did that, okay? I'm just saying. Even today, okay? Even today. So anybody from my past is wearing Chucks today, I did that. Y'all know I used to wear all the Chucks.
Oh, that
You
ain't where I
gotta,
thought you was going with it.
yeah, no, you gotta brand them. You gotta brand them.
Hell
So I,
no.
I, I went there, but I didn't go there.
I see.
Are those the ones that you peed on in the shower?
I don't know what you're talking about. But
Because one in particular, I can believe. She. Never mind.
hey, simmer
I'm
down.
behaving. I'm behaving.
Uh, I like to crack
Um,
jokes during sex, and give strange riddles. And if you get
I
that,
think.
Something is
Go
really
ahead,
wrong.
buddy. Go ahead.
huh?
Hmm.
You say
Okay.
what? I do. You straight, straight
I
jump now. Now, if
yeah.
a train left New York, no, that shit really happened though. Hey, I gotta run in the store though. Y'all keep talking on.
This is hilarious.
How are we feeling about Trey? Have you all been keeping up with the story at all? Um, I've heard some Hollywood
I've
tales of
read about
Tremaine.
it. And of course he's denying it. But you know, Keke Palmer came out a while ago with some
Right.
things that she said about Trey and him kind of being weird and, you know, doing some questionable things. So I wouldn't go as far as say he possibly held her hostage, but I don't know, because Keke ain't really been one to be lying yet. So I believe it.
I mean, Trey has been involved in a few club fights, so
Yeah, he's
it
been
wouldn't be
involved in quite a
surprising if he
few
was.
incidents that have to deal with women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yep.
he's.
So
I wouldn't be
Okay.
shocked. Not to say that he did or did not, but he's been involved in a lot of aggressive situations publicly.
Right.
So
yep.
I don't know. We're gonna pray for Trey.
Pray for Trey.
And
I like that.
you know, see where the situation goes. Yeah. Trey, this is
Yeah,
not where you want to
he's
be,
been in
especially
quite a
right
few
now.
incidents over the years. So I don't know what he got going on.
This is not where we want to be.
We
Speaking of
pull
another
out.
incident involving men and women,
Mhm.
Tory Lanez and Meg the Stallion is still kind of popping. I thought it had kind of died down a little bit, but it picked back up. So
Meg
Meg
finally
got on
told her
IG
truth.
Live. Yeah, Meg told her truth, and we don't know the story. We don't know the story.
Right.
But you know, as of right now, we got to roll with what Meg said. We do know that Meg got shot. We do know that Tory Lanez is the perpetrator. We just don't know what happened. So, you know, I know B, you posed the question. Well, not even really the question, but you made the statement earlier in the week that you wanted to address, you know, like black men or lack of protection, feeling of protection by black men for black women,
Right.
right, and that's been a huge topic across the board. But I'm gonna open up the floor on that one. I really want you to dig in because I want to hear.
So from the beginning of this entire situation, Meg was very quiet about the incident. You see on the video when you're watching it from the footage of, I think it was like the helicopter footage or whatever, you can tell that she wasn't really, you know, she was just in survival mode. You know, it was kind of like fight or flight. She wasn't only protecting herself, but she was protecting the man who had just shot her, as well as the other black men who were with them, you know, their entourage or whatever. It has taken weeks for her to even come out and openly say, that nigga shot me, right? So
Yep.
her, you know, the whole thing was, it's crazy that even after the incident took place, I still was more concerned with protecting him from the police than I was more concerned about myself. And that is something that I find that black women do more often than not. It's like, think about it. How many black women are in prisons right now for taking a charge or protecting or not telling on their husbands, boyfriends, sons, brothers, whatever? They taking those charges so that whatever black man can continue on out here in their life. How many black women have been in domestic situations and they choose not to go to the police or whatever the case may be to turn in their abuser? How many black women have been sexually assaulted or raped by a black man that they may be familiar with and have never said a word. Like, we are consistently protecting Black men. How many Black women right now are struggling to take care of their children, but choosing not to go and file for child support? Like, we continue to protect the Black man, and we don't even get half of that reciprocated when it comes to protecting Black women. We never fucking have. You look at these slave movies, which I haven't watched a lot of them, but you see these women falling down on their knees, jumping in front of master before he whips the man. Like, we have been protecting the Black man, who sometimes don't deserve for us to protect them, for far too fucking long. When are Black women going to receive even just the smallest piece of reciprocation for what we put out when it comes to Black men? When? Tell me before I can know.
Well, I wish I had a response. I've learned over probably the past year, to be honest with you, that I can't speak on this situation as an individual, right? Because it's a macro situation and not a micro. And I think what really made me realize that was when somebody kind of put it in terms of racism, right? Where a white person would say, "Oh, well, I'm not racist. I have da da da. I have a white friend. Or I did this, 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 and this, da da da." But then they're not advocating that same energy or effort on a larger scale, right? um, Everything you said was definitely that I'll agree with. Um, and as everybody knows, last episode we were kind of talking about the separation between Black men and Black women. We're not going to get to that this episode. We're going to take a break and jump on that the next one. But like I said, I wish I had a response. I can only say that for me personally, I do want Black women to feel protected on a macro scale. I don't want them to feel like they are, and something that kind of tripped me out about the whole Tory Megan situation. Like, these ignorant cats was jumping on the internet like, "Oh, Meg a snitch, Meg a snitch." It's like, bro,
He
y'all
fucking shot her. He
yeah,
shot her.
y'all
Like,
don't know how the streets work, and it shows.
he shot her. Like, it was almost like from the beginning of the situation, I saw far too many Black men finding humor in the shit. And that was what was like really pissing me off, because there's nothing funny about domestic violence, number one.
No,
There's
man.
nothing funny about a man of any color shooting a woman, and possibly he could have killed her. There was, I was just disgusted at the lack of compassion for her and her situation. And it, like I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it, Black women are the most disrespected human beings on this entire planet. We are disrespected, we are disregarded, and we are very much misrepresented by the men that we so desperately try to uplift and try to uphold. Like, it was Black women on the front lines fighting for justice for George Floyd, and like, we've been out here, and yet and still we find it funny that a Black man shot a Black woman.
I mean, it happens every day,
Yeah, there's nothing funny about the abuse of Black women in any shape, form, or fashion. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous.
Okay.
I think that one of the most common forms that we see that in is when there are domestic situations. For instance, in St. Louis, there were 2 Black women kidnapped this past week or last week, over the weekend, something like that, right? So, I said it to my point. I think the most common instance that we see Black women not necessarily being protected is in instances of domestic things like breakups or, infidelity, cheating, things like that, where men feel like they have some type of possession or something over these women, right? Which is complete and total BS, number one. But 2, like, who raised you for you to resort to violence because their ego is hurt, bro? Like, You know, like don't get me wrong, I've been hurt. Like, you know, remember when Martin Lawrence said, what did he say when she told him she wasn't giving him more quality time? He's like, I crack your motherfucking skull. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I ain't giving you no more quality time. You know, don't get me wrong. I've definitely felt that emotion. Have I ever followed through? Hell no. For what? Because, you know, I got a fishing rod. I'm going to go throw it and cast it and give me another fish, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
it's like, bro, like, you
Well,
cats are wilding, man. Like, and we don't know the situation between, you know, Meg and Tory. Like, we don't know. We don't know if they were dating. We don't know if they were just
Right,
friends.
right.
We don't know if they were working on they were going to the studio. We don't know, you know.
right.
I do have a little insider information that they were, you know, hanging with Kylie that day, which everybody knows is kind of common knowledge. But you know, Meg is out in LA all the time now, so her and Kylie kind of hang. I don't know if they tight or what, but I know somebody to
Right.
be around, and they like, bro, they cool, which
Yeah.
would kind of also explain Kylie being in the WAP video, but we'll talk about that another time. But you know, like we don't know the situation, and even still, like, bruh, like for you to resort to the use of a handgun in California. California got some tight gun laws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And you're not
Tight,
even from here. Like, you're not even from this country.
tight, tight. Like in California, you basically can't even carry a pistol unless you're a police officer. Like they don't have concealed carry laws. Like you can, but it's so hard to obtain one that you can just walk around with it. Like they make it nearly impossible,
Yeah.
essentially. Like, and you out here like that, bro. Like number one, you know you ain't supposed to be out here like that. And the fact that he didn't even think through the situation, like, did he think it was just gonna be good? Like, oh, I'm gonna let these rounds off and it's gonna be good. And you know, like, bro, we don't know, but
Right. Well,
it's go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say because a lot was said, and I definitely was just listening. So I kind of want to rewind because you know
Go
there's
ahead.
a lot said. So number one, with this being we are not a family show, but we have a family air. We're an adult family show, right? So we can agree to disagree on some things.
Absolutely.
I think definitely shout out to Harlem, and that was some passionate expression, man. And AI, you said something that was very important too, where you spoke about things being micro and macro,
Mhm.
and that is somewhat my sentiment. Niggas will take a T out of word in a second.
That nigga said cinnamon.
Right, sentiment. But it's right. My sentiment. But so as far as with black women not being protected, um, on a major scale, I definitely agree. Um, However, one of the things that I say, and this is something I'm passionate about, it definitely is about perspective. It's definitely about facts. You know what I'm saying? We
Agreed.
can't leave that out there. The reason I say perspective though is because in my life, from my own actions as well as what I've seen other brothers do, it would be the opposite. You know what I mean? I know
Mm-hmm.
brothers who went to jail from I'm not gonna say what they did, but it was in protection of not only their woman, but women of the neighborhood. If things happen unfortunate, such as the rape word, and I hate that word, and I'm a man, I don't even like to talk about that shit, but rapists ended up dead or beat the shit out of, and it didn't have to be, oh, this was my girlfriend, this was my cousin. It was a neighborhood thing, and this is something that was in the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. When it came to sisters not being violated, disrespected, so on and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
myself and other brothers like me, you know, things, I'm not trying to implicate myself or anybody on the damn show, but things were done. They're not always broadcasted, but things were done. But once again, if
I'm with you.
being honest, I would have to say that those were micro incidents. You know what I'm saying? Those were micro situations where they happened in my life and other brothers' life, and we don't play that shit even to this day. But on a global scale, I always talk about, and I won't go too much into the spiritual, but I do always talk about why are our sisters the most disrespected, and why as men as a collective, why are we so bitch made collectively to let it happen? Because in all races except ours, all, not some, all, you will not do that shit to their women and not be affected. Okay, now we could go down a rabbit hole of, I think the nicest way to say it, or the coolest way to say it, so we don't get too deep, because we could actually talk about this on a money, power, respect episode. Like you said, AI, Harlem. But this goes back years and years and years of a lot of infiltration, if you will, of people who don't look like us, people who don't have the same culture values as us, and so on and so forth. And rather people be, well, it was the black woman fault, it's the black man fault. No, it's our fault as a collective that we moved away from our principles. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a seed for, and this is super simplified what I'm saying, but it's a seed to how these things can happen. But I'm all for, if the black woman is disrespected by one of us, and definitely somebody who not one of us, heads gotta roll, man. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't fucking nothing wrong with saying this. Like, if we the only race, man, like, if we talk about off with your head, if you disrespect our women or children or my fellow brother, oh, he's being violent, he's this, and that. But go do that to the Irish. Go do that to the Italians. Go do that to the Japanese and see what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I know a lot of people don't agree with this, and I've gotten into many fights about this, but the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not finna go down that road. It is a most high, but I always say the black woman, especially for a black man, that's the first example or the first instance of God that you know. Funny how I put this like dashiki mask on and shit, and I just started talking some serious shit. But seriously, man. So, I stand with the black women. I stand with the black brothers, man. And like, just with all of this shit going on, unity is the key. No more weakness. And I'm with Harlem, man. I see a whole lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just here to tell you that all black men are not with the bullshit. We just don't get the fucking spotlight. Now moving on
Yes,
to
sir. I'm with you on that.
now moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. Do I have my thoughts about Megan Thee Stallion as an artist? Yes, I do. I think she can flow, definitely. But regardless of anything that I fucking think that's positive or may not be part of groupthink or whatever, it actually hurt me bad when I saw that Megan was shot and people made jokes about it. What fucking kind of sickness? I ain't gonna go too deep into that, but what kind of
Let it
sickness
fly, bro.
is that? Nah, because I want this show to stick around. I be saying I'm known by Rashad and then my Facebook prison numbers and shit. But now I was gonna say that it's a sickness, man, and it's really a reflection of us as a culture. To laugh at something like that, to make jokes about something like that. And I have this saying, and I actually got it from Dave Chappelle. It's funny until it happens to you, until it's your turn, until it's your sister, your mother, your cousin that get popped, and then niggas making jokes about it. It's a sickness. So off with, let me chill out. That shit needs to get regulated as well. I don't know what to say about this Tory Lanez guy. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking horrible. The one thing that's bothering me about this though, and I'll admit to my ignorance, I don't understand how it was 4 people in the car, and it's still salute to Megan for telling her truth, but it's like it's 4 people. It's the motherfucker who did the shooting, it's the person who got shot, and 2 other motherfuckers, and Megan the only person talking?
Well, one of them was the driver, so he's probably been issued an NDA or something at this point, or some kind of gag.
Oh, okay.
And her bodyguard, like, he's alluded to, something about it, but not too much else has really been said about it. But that's how it, unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes, So right. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, as Alan has said, but
right.
When you look at the bigger picture, this is not new. It's not something that we haven't experienced before. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so many Black women, and I can speak from personal experience, I am a survivor of domestic violence. And people still to this day haven't really don't even know like who it was, but he's well known throughout St. Louis. I've also been a victim of sexual assault, and I still have yet to expose that person's identity. And he too is very well known and respected in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Black man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Like, so, you know, it's something that is, we do it, and I get it. You know, you don't want to turn nobody over to the police, especially in this climate. I get it. I'm not a police ass individual myself. You know, I've always even told my son, if you become that type of vile individual to do something where I have to, you know, the justice system is going to get involved, I'll take you out of here myself before I turn you over to the police. But it just has to stop. It doesn't help us, and it's just a vicious cycle, and all it does is continue to force our mental well-being to deteriorate because we sit with that shit. Like, that shit really sits with you. Nah, if I was Meg, I would have been singing like a canary. A nigga, you shoot me, I'm singing like Billie Holiday, bruh.
Well, you know, and I agree. First and foremost, man, I'm sorry that those things happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's something never to make light of. And that's why, you know, like I said, with AI saying, you know, micro situations, macro situations, what you just said is more macro. It's more comments to hear. You know what I mean? Which is very unfortunate, man. Damn, and that fucked me up because I didn't even know that about you. We've been tight for years, you know.
Yeah.
And it's sick. And like I said, I'll be open on this show to say that it's motherfuckers I know that are in the grave for doing lesser. You know what I mean? And I just leave that at that. But one of the things, man, and it's a little tricky. It's tricky, man. Like, those need to be more conversation between the black woman and the black man. Also, just all kind of aspects of our culture. Like, what is it about our culture? Like, and I know, and all of us will have different answers, but when we get into the point that you can get shot and it's funny, you can get shot and it's hilarious, and you can get shot and tell your truth, and a motherfucker look at, man, you implicating yourself because you got shot and you telling.
Stupid, bro.
I got shot.
You wrong. You wrong for telling. You wrong. You wrong for telling. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, right. Here's the flip side of that. And just looking at it from a critical thinker, or just looking at it with an open mind and trying to subdue emotion as much as possible. When we rap about, and I'm not saying this with Megan, I'm just saying in general, when we rap about certain things and portray certain lifestyles and so on and so forth, those things that actually come with it, you know, would make one think, oh, if this happens to you, since you talking it like you talk it, you must walk it like you walk it. So if something happened to you in an entertainment world or not, you ain't supposed to say shit. You supposed to go handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I say, you know, shit gets mad convoluted. It gets real foggy and cloudy. But still, I stand with Megan. Like, Megan ain't telling on herself. You know, Megan, come on, man. The fuck is wrong with niggas, man? You know, like, I'm gonna fall back.
We just have to normalize protecting. We just have to normalize protecting men. Black men have to normalize protecting black women the way that we protect black men. And again, those are conversations that have to continue between black men and black women. You know, not all black men don't protect. You know, there's very subtle ways that black men do show honor and protection to black women. Sitting outside when you drop her off at home until she gets in the house, and you call her when she's in there to make sure she's in there. You know, checking on her mental well-being, or any, you know, there are very small, minute things, but then it's the major things that are kind of frustrating to black women. But again,
no, that's right. I'll say this, like, just on a deeper note, you know, because here's the thing: if you had a conversation, I'm gonna be honest with you, it needs to be a very mature conversation, but it can quickly get immature because you're gonna have women who feel their way, you got men who feel their way. Like, even with me, I said I disagreed with what you said, but it was based on my perspective and what I've lived. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't knock what you said because guess what? Harlem has lived Harlem's life. Rashad has lived Rashad's life. But I can't deny what you said because if you were to say Rashad on a major scale or black women protected, I'd have to say no. I'd have to say you could turn on the TV and see how our women are objectified. You know what I'm saying? And see what we co-sign as women and men now, because we do that collectively. And that kind of pushes my point that when we have that conversation, it's going to be very emotional, but we do need to have the conversations seriously and have, you know, some bottom lines, almost on some drop squad type shit at this point. But let me not say more. Sometimes you got to snatch niggas off the street, man. You know what I'm saying? Put
Real.
them in a circle. And all my people from the 80s and 90s know what that means. Niggas
Real.
used to get their ass whooped.
Yeah.
What you just call her? You called her a bitch? Oh, okay, homie. All right. Because I could tell you the person who violated one of my siblings where he at. He
We're
probably
not
got
gonna
couple babies.
we're not gonna incriminate ourselves on this here
It's,
episode.
it's public
My
information. It's public
my
information.
internet breaking up.
No.
I'm
All right.
on U City Wi-Fi today.
Oh, I have good news. Spectrum is
What's up?
coming by on Thursday.
We are so
Yes.
grateful for that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Great news. Yeah. I think that, you know, we're touching on pieces of the Money, Power, Respect series
Yeah.
for sure. We're gonna probably bring this one back with but you know, as far as Meg and Tori are concerned, I actually met Meg last year. One of my guys is her label rep,
Mhm.
and she's stupid cool. And you know, I don't know what these other cats out here talking about, but Megan built, boy, you know, you know, all that they talking about. Hey, you know,
Yeah,
oh
she
man,
ain't no
she
good
do.
girl.
Nah, fam. Hey, you know, and some cats just have to understand that they just not built for that, bro. And if you ain't built for that, keep your mouth shut, bro.
Everybody
That's just
can't
what it
climb that
is.
tree. Everybody can't climb that tree.
Nah,
Y'all wow.
they can't do it. Hey, I'm just saying, you know. But Meg, you know, keep your head up. We've yet to hear anything from Tory's end, really, or what's going to happen with that, or the case, or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, you know, somebody got shot, so there's criminal charges and everything that are going to be filed. You know, we just don't.
Well, I heard he was deported back to Canada.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I heard they sent him back to Canada.
Well, his career's over. So
Yep.
he's unless he get with OVO, but Drake ain't messing with him.
He's done.
Jeez, Tory's done.
Done.
Damn.
Speaking of cooked goose.
What who cooked?
Kind of like that chicken, that dry ass chicken. Tim from Sweetie Pies. He's cooked.
Yeah, this situation is probably near and dear to us because that's the crib, right?
Indeed. So many
Even,
familiar names and faces and situations.
Yeah, I'm kind of outdone. I don't know Tim personally. We've spoken. We're socially cool. You know, I know a lot of people that surround him though very well, and you know, the restaurant and just this is like a scene. It's not even a scene. This is one of them unsolved mystery episodes where the dude come on with the scary music and the smoke, and he's
Robert
talking.
Stack. Yeah.
And this joint is getting better. And you know, pardon my choice of words there, but this is getting more interesting. Almost seems by the day, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like a Law and Order episode, like the original Law and Order. Not SVU Law and Order, but like the original.
The doom.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yep. Or maybe like a Criminal Minds episode where they're trying to figure out, you know, like what happened. I am flabbergasted at the way
Yeah.
that everything is unfolding. But if you were like a watcher of the show and you remember, you put pieces together. So like I saw a clip the other day of, I guess, at one point, Tim and Andre and Charles had got into a physical altercation because did you see that? They didn't do something.
I saw that clip.
Yeah, so Andre and Charles went to go tell Miss Robbie, and Miss Robbie went to go deal with Tim, and that was when she fired him the first time. And so it's kind of like, I don't know. And as more and more information comes out, now we're finding out that he has a $1 million policy on her as well.
Has that been confirmed? I keep seeing that. Whoa. Is that for sure, or is that we?
I've seen it from several sources that he also has a $1 million policy on her as well. And I tried to really stay away from like the comments, because I feel like it's something that is so close to us and it hits home for a lot of us. But also just out of respect, just being a little bit transparent, I have like the hugest girl crush on Tim's cousin, Mo, that was on the show. So, I try to like steer clear of the BS just because, it's just a respect thing, I feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Bad Body Built Tim, he's a sociopath.
Yeah. And before we go deeper off into that, as of right now, these are just charges, and there have been no convictions handed down. But the fact that these are Fed charges makes it a little different, even though there has been no conviction yet. But these are just charges, so we want to be clear there. So as of right now, everything is allegations.
Yeah. Well, shit. You go Fed, you get convicted.
Oh, you're gonna get 98% conviction rate if you go Fed, baby.
Shit.
Where is Carolyn Mason to put all the pieces together?
I don't know. I think that shout out to my homie Don Calloway. If you're not familiar with Don, he's definitely a St. Louis native, but he's out in DC doing his thing. Yeah, he's doing his thing politically crazy right now. He's a consultant. But he made a post yesterday, and he just kind of drew out the disparity in the fact that Andre was killed, and the perpetrators were pretty much kind of leaning on the fact that it was done in North City, St. Louis, and they kind of used that to their advantage, that it was just kind of a business as usual type deal. You know what I'm saying? This happened in 2016. And it's kind of crazy that's kind of what was the thought, because you at some point people had to sit down with themselves and say, you know what, I need some bread. What can I do to get some bread real quick? And you know what I'm saying? Like it up, I got it type deal, man. And again, these are all, as of right now, these are charges. But once your name lands on an indictment, it ain't too many people that get out good on that. So, and anybody that's been, how you snatch out on those. So,
I'm just, I don't know. Anybody who can do something as calculated and callous as that, and I am very rarely surprised by things like this, because I am like the true crime enthusiast. I listen to the true crime podcast. My TV is always on the ID channel, so I'm not easily like bothered. But if you can do something like that, knowing that you're guilty, and then mourn this person's death with their family, you are a special kind of effed up in the head. You a different type of crazy.
Right.
And that's what's disturbing, because it was the smile on the mugshot for me. It was the smiling in the mugshot for me that was like, come on, man. Like, really, I don't know how much more Miss Robbie can take. She was just on Instagram arguing with the baby mama a couple months ago.
Yeah. And Tim actually made a response to that.
He did.
That video is kind of surfaced again and kind of floating around
about his psychopathic behavior.
I'll send you the video, but he basically just kind of addressing the situation with his son and mother.
Oh, I saw
it. He's full of shit. He's full of shit. He's full of shit. He's full of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Y'all know Janae is one of my best friends. They think he's full of shit, man. I'm back out.
I 100% agree with you, Daryl. Like I've seen, people commenting and making comments in regards to her, and I'm just like, that woman has literally moved on with her life and is perfectly fine. She hasn't really said too much of anything. People troll the comments and stuff like that, and that's what's disgusting. Because like he has 2 sons. Your kids gonna see this. Like it's just it makes my stomach hurt. It's really disgusting. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely that. I mean, if you're not familiar with the situation, you're going deep into it now. Tim Norman from This Is Sweetie Pie is caught a federal indictment on a murder for hire for allegedly arranging the murder of his nephew Andre back in 2016. It's a lot. It's a lot. I think the bigger issue for me is the fact that regardless of the relationship, this is somebody that probably trusted him. That probably, if he had something going on, they may not have talked or whatever, but I know that you're a safe haven, right? You're a safe space. And I think another big issue for me is the fact that his life was so disposable for that little chunk of change. Like, $450,000, let's be real, that's a little chunk of change.
It's a little chunk of change. I mean,
it's a little chunk of change.
A lot of us can say we knew Tim, so on and so forth. I met the brother in the gym, and I just remember, like, just to hear the stories, because this is the wildest, but it's other things that I've heard, but that ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at it like, we be in the gym just lifting, dude, be super cool, this, that, and the third, and to be knowing, like, or to know, damn, I'm working out with a nigga that got like the greatest disregard for life. Apparently his, definitely others, but possibly his as well. You know what I mean? And it is sad. Definitely my heart goes to the brother and lost his life, and to the family.
For sure.
But this is fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
This is bizarre. You know what? And I'm not saying this to be insensitive to anybody, but if your ass make it to New Year's, you need to buy yourself something fucking extravagant, because 2020
taking people out of here.
Man, nigga, like, did we even have a summer? From the obvious stuff that's going on to just all this stuff that's coming out. Oh my God. And it's an election year.
Man.
I'm sorry. I ain't mean to swing it, but I'm just like.
That's a whole nother, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Back to the main thing, man. Like,
you good.
My heart is with the young brother and the family, and it is just, it's crazy, man. And like, AI and I were talking off air, and AI, if you don't care, if you don't mind, please elaborate. When we were just talking about the rabbit hole syndrome with this whole situation, man, where it just seems like it's starting here, but it seems just to keep getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah, before this is all over.
Right.
Yeah, before this is all over, we gonna see some familiar names and faces, and we gonna be in even more shock.
Hey, AI, can you break down for people? I know some people is emailing us asking us, since you're in insurance, break down like how this could even happen to an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Just kind of
and
on the real financial side, like breaking it down for people.
Yeah. But AI,
Yeah,
before you do that, can you? Because right on, D. But can you do it how you told me when we talked Saturday night? Because you broke it
yeah.
down so dope
I got
that
some
it
liquor
was
in
just
me,
like,
man.
oh shit. Yeah.
Ellen does not sell Primerica insurance, okay?
La, for
Nah, he
those of
broke
you
that
that
shit down
don't
dope
know,
though, man. Like, damn. Like he put it into like very
I remember the
Negro layman's
conversation, bro.
terms. Right.
Yeah, I got you. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a DJ, radio personality, and everything else. But by day, I work in finance and insurance. Life insurance has been a big part of what I've done over the past 5 years. I'm licensed in Illinois and Missouri. So, that's just my background in case y'all like, how you know? So I'm going to tell you. When I first even heard of this case or this indictment, I instantly had questions, instantly, like from a professional standpoint. Um, my first and biggest question was, how was he able to take out a policy on his nephew? Because in the state of Missouri, if you are 18 or older, you have to be the owner of your policy. So being the owner of your policy means that you are the individual that the policy is written for and you own it. It is your policy, your responsibility. Now, your parents or guardians or mother, father, uncle, anybody can pay for this policy. They can pay for it. Anybody can pay for it. That person is going to be called the payor, Payor, the payor. That can be anybody. Beneficiaries can be who you elect. So you as the owner have to elect your beneficiaries. You can elect anybody you like because you own your policy. Now, in order to obtain, I'm going to use the people that are on this podcast, right? I know Shad, I know B. Um, I can't go tomorrow and write up life insurance applications on them for me. I can't do that. I can't say, you know what, I want to write a life insurance policy on B. So why can't I do that? Because I have no insurable interest. It's called insurable interest. I have no insurable interest on B whatsoever. We have a podcast. We not clocking a lot of dollars, so we don't have any type of business arrangement, anything like that. So I can't write up a policy on her without her permission.
Right.
And generally, that consent has to be notarized. So she has to give me written consent to have a
Right.
policy on her, right?
Right.
So I go and take out this policy on B, right? And they like, oh, well, what you taking this policy? Like, oh, well, B, that's my girl, man. We cool, we kick it, we do this. Oh, okay, cool. So you're gonna take this policy out on her. So
Right.
here's the next step, right? Those policies then go into underwriting. In underwriting, you have to be able to prove your medical status currently. The underwriters are probably going to check your medical history. You have to be able to prove your income, address, all kind of stuff, like personal and private information has to be confirmed through that process, right? So
Right.
that means generally the underwriters are going to be calling you and in contact with you because you're the owner of the policy. So this is how it works in layman's terms, right? Life insurance is a guarantee that a company will pay your beneficiaries in the event of your death. That's all life insurance is, right? And if I came to one of you tomorrow and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey guys, um, can one of y'all promise that y'all give my family $500,000 if something happened to me? You're not just gonna tell me yes. You're gonna be like, why? Like, are you planning on dying
Right.
tomorrow? Like, you know what I'm saying? So for those of you that always wonder why,
Right.
because people cuss me out all the time. Well, why is it taking so long in underwriting? Well, why they need to know this? Well, they're promising your family or whoever your loved ones are, your beneficiaries, that they're going to give them X amount of dollars in the event of your death. We kind of want to make sure it's not going to happen tomorrow or next year, right?
Right.
So when this went down, the news article said that there was a lot of information missing. So it's saying now, the indictment is saying that the money was never even paid out at all. And that was for lack of information. But the
Right.
policies were approved. My biggest question now is, how did those policies even get approved, right? Because you have to go through a medical process. So that means that a nurse has to come see you, or you have to go see a nurse. They got to draw your blood, take your urine, all kind of stuff, blood pressure. Who did these tests?
Right.
Was it Andre that did these tests? Or was it faux Andre that, you know what I'm saying? Like, who did these tests? Who confirmed this information? Why was his income never confirmed? Like, how was this stuff even pushed through? Like, how did this stuff happen at all without any, like, who, you know? And from a professional standpoint, that's why I said, you know, like we were talking about this. That's why his agent Wally is in trouble. You know, people said, well, where did the mail and wire fraud charge come from? All mail and wire fraud means is that you communicated over phone, computer, whatever the case may be, and you also accepted some type of monetary payment. So that's all mail and wire fraud consists of. The fraudulent part of it is what makes it part of the conspiracy, because you knowingly, well, I can't say that because I don't know the case, but you probably knowingly push this stuff through. So, you know, I wholeheartedly believe in life insurance. This probably happens more than we'll ever know, but the process as a whole, it's federally, life insurance is federally regulated. And the reason for that is because of 9/11. So if you're not familiar what happened, well, I mean, everybody knows what happened 9/11, but what happened prior to 9/11 is a lot of the individuals that were involved in the actual attacks took out huge insurance policies right before the 9/11, you know, massacre, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So their families were paid millions and millions of dollars. Federal government didn't like that too much, so they said, whoa, we need to start keeping an eye on life insurance.
Right.
So they created an act that now regulates life insurance. So that's why life insurance is very heavily federally regulated now. Just do right. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't look at your people as a come up, man.
That's a fact.
I just, you know, life is very valuable, man. And you know, I've sat down with individuals that have told me, oh man, I ain't getting no life insurance. I don't want nobody to get paid off for me dying. They might try and do this, and this. And they're like, bro, if you live in that kind of life, I don't want to talk to you anyway. So, you know, like, but it's, I still have a lot of questions professionally. I still have a lot of questions because, you know, and then my thing is, if this $1 million policy does exist on his mother, like, where did that come from? Who wrote that? And I think we probably have a good idea, but you know, like,
oh man, don't say that. I hope
I'm
not.
legitimately curious. I'm curious.
Me too, man.
These are all charges. I want to keep saying that these are all charges and allegations. Nobody's been convicted yet.
Right.
But you know,
I hope not, man. I hope that policy is 10 years old. Like, you know, knowing that she's older or whatever. Like, I hope. Oh man, it's too much. It's I think it's the familiarity and the closeness to home. Look, I can't. That's one.
I like that word. No, we make words on this show. We make words.
I think it's just the closeness, like, that it hits the home. Like, you know, I used to be out at the studio, you know what I'm saying, like, with the agent kicking it back in the day. Like that, so it hits too close to home, and it's just like, you don't want any of it to be true, but it's just like, well, damn, here we are. There's a federal indictment. This ain't no St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department shit. Like,
this ain't no St. Anne shit.
Yeah, right. This is not, you know, this ain't the U City Police Department. This is the Fed.
Yeah, man. My heart goes out to all those that were affected. We're going to stay tuned for this one, but I'm telling y'all, and people keep me like, how you know it's going to be more people? I don't know anything for a fact or for a certain. So I'm saying that right here on commentary, okay? I don't know anything for a certain, but this is what I do know. Dude was too well known, and we know this city. So,
exactly. We are here in St. Louis.
Yeah, it
This
I
ain't
was
us in
gonna say this
Connecticut.
because this
You know what
St.
I'm
Louis.
saying?
That's how we know. Because
Yeah.
this is St. Louis. That is
Yeah.
That's how we know.
Their
That's how
family is
we
too
know.
high profile for nobody to know nothing. I'm not saying it's family members, but you know,
Right.
it's just their family's too high profile for just a few people that had been involved in what was going on.
Yeah. For it
Exactly.
to have been this long before anything has come out, that too is interesting to me.
Yeah. Apparently, old girl used to dance at
Yeah.
bottoms up before she moved to Memphis. Like a lot of cats was like, bro, she used to be.
Yeah,
Hey.
people kept saying that at one point she was on the show, but I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I didn't know her, recognize her, nothing. But apparently, she's from the crib and she used to dance at bottoms up. So I was like, hey,
she's
but,
gonna be she'll be bottoms up for sure in prison.
Yeah.
Probably in Pekin, Illinois is where she's going.
Does anybody have any final thoughts? Just in general, the situation made me feel all somber.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, well, you said it best, bro, where it's just like, it's just one of those things where, you know, people outside of St. Louis, you know, it's nationwide news, man. And you do have people like, said that before we found out about the producer. And
I did, bro.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
I did.
And it's still, that feeling is there, like, because there's still certain people you haven't heard about. And I don't know if, you know, we always have wonderful conversations. You know, we get our warm up on before we start the show. So I don't know if we want to talk about it on the air, but we kind of had some conspiratorial conversation. Harlem definitely was rocking it. I'm a dry snitch on you. So Harlem definitely had us like, I didn't think about that. So whether she want to tell you or not, it's up to her. But what she said, definitely, if it is true, this definitely gonna be on the Lifetime network by this time next
year. Oh yeah.
It's definitely going on the ID channel for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on a podcast. It's already made its way to TikTok, to the true crime TikTok.
Right. Tasha with a K, or Tasha K, or whoever. I saw it on her show.
Yeah, like for sure, it's going to be because it's too high profile of a situation. But I definitely do think that it's going to make its way to some type of ID channel type situation. Probably not Lifetime, but it could also end up being like a rip from the headlines on like one of the crime shows that are scripted, because it's common, not for Black people though.
Yeah,
that's the thing,
and that's real. That's real.
That's real.
Don't do
that's a good
shit
point.
like that.
Yeah. What we do now?
I've watched enough, like I said, true crime to know we don't do shit like that.
Well, we actually have to have life insurance to kill people for it. But
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. A lot of people don't have life insurance. Alan, I do have a question though. Can I have policies on my baby daddies?
If they give you their consent, yes, you can.
Is it over a certain amount that I have to have their consent, or is it just overall?
If they give you their consent, like I said, in most cases, most companies are going to want notarized consent. So this ain't just because see, the thing about it, right? If I say yeah, and I'm just using you since you're asking, right? And you come, you say, yeah, I want to get a policy on my baby daddy. And you have some random dude come sit down and talk to me. I'm like, oh yeah, he came. No.
Right. Okay. I get it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just wondering if that was a thing, because
it's very common.
Yeah, obviously being married, I do. I have a policy on my husband, but I don't. But I was just wondering, because I've heard people say, "I'm gonna get a policy on my baby daddy." Blah blah blah. You don't even know his social security number.
It's actually very common. That's a very common situation. Very common.
Okay.
Black, white, Asian, it don't matter.
Yeah, for sure.
So
people want to be able to
how was he able to get so much money on a dude that had no paper?
And
That's where
that's a question.
that's the problem.
You know, like, I mean, 400 generally, this is generally, any policies anywhere from 50 to 100,000 is where you're going to start having to get medical tests and you know, certain things done. Generally,
Right.
now that's very general. Don't say, oh man, AI said that if you just do this. No, no. Every company is different. Every policy is different. Every underwriting process is different. But I'm telling you that generally, because I've worked for 3 life insurance companies at this point, generally, um, around a 50,000 and up, you know, is where you're gonna have to start going through those medical tests and you know, answer certain questions and whatever. Um, 450,000, bro, that's a lot of money. No company is gonna approve a policy. Well, I can't say that because I guess it's been done, but no company is gonna just let that. They're not. You're not gonna call them and say, "Hey, I need this $450,000 policy," and they're gonna be like, "Okay, here you go." Like it's a process. That's why I'm like, man.
Yeah. And so I have a question for you, AI. And I like to ask dumb questions because I always know I will get smart answers. Okay.
No
So this
worries,
is
brother.
all about, you know, implications. So is it any way, you know, okay, so you have the agent who, you know, did his magic and made this thing somewhat go through, even though it didn't go all the way through.
Mhm.
But is it any way that the actual company itself can get hit up in any shape, form, or fashion, or does it fall just on the agent who represents the company?
So that's a great question.
Thank you, thank you.
Um, I'll give you just kind of a roundabout answer because I can't answer it specifically because it just depends on the company.
Okay.
But most companies have compliance departments and compliance officers, and they are to alert the feds in instances of certain things happening. And I don't foresee this not being one of those situations where they just let it slide. You know, like
Yeah.
it's probably been under investigation for a long time.
Right, right.
And, you know, they were just kind of able to put some pieces together because they said Operation Legend is what helped them solve it, you know, whatever. But, you know, you have to think, people are like, well, St. Louis City didn't solve it. Like, St. Louis City does not have the resources to solve a murder for hire crime, dog. Like, they just
They
don't.
don't. They
They
don't.
don't.
Because
Like,
they,
y'all
like you
tripping.
said, they literally took it as this was like some North City shit. You
Yeah.
know, they talked about what his Facebook page looked like with guns and stuff like that, and they was just like, oh well, it was just another shooting. His
Right.
grandmother never felt like that. She said that so many times. She said, I do not feel like this was random. I don't feel like this was just gun violence. She was like, somebody called him and lured him out, and here we go, and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
That's
seed you spawned.
Yeah. Y'all gotta live up on St. Louis police, bro. You know, and not for the
Correct.
reasons that we're protesting right now, but just, I mean, these boys out here shooting up bang bang every night. There's no way they gonna solve everything. People are not telling. We don't got enough cameras. We don't got enough witnesses. You know,
Well, they
like,
don't solve anything anyway. If I was to go and tell the police that I seen Lil John shoot Lil Mookie down the street, they still ain't gonna arrest him. Why?
well,
Because
that's
they don't
because
do
you
anything.
gotta go. Well, you gotta go sit on the stand, and you're not willing to do that because my point. People gotta, if you're
And
not gonna stand up.
that is a mentality. And they know you got dropped off and you were smelling like Krispy Kreme. Well, tricky situation, man.
It is
But
what it is.
that's a community
I'm not
conversation.
saying that's a community conversation. Yep. And as I
Yeah.
said, we still protesting. And I just touched that real quick, man, because we just touched this, but another black man got shot.
Oh my God.
Yep, and
And
he is paralyzed from the waist down.
yeah,
Got shot in front of his children.
Yeah.
Man, because it's still justice
man.
for Brianna. So let's not.
I was
let's
just
not
going
get
to
it
say the cops
That's
who
a
killed
fact.
Breonna Taylor still free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still justice for
Yeah.
Brianna, and it's still George Floyd, and still Trayvon Martin, it's still Michael Brown. It's I can go on.
I can't
The
say what
party
I
won't
want to say.
stop.
I don't get us banned or lose another episode.
We probably was getting ready to say the
Y'all
same
know
thing.
what I want to say. Y'all know what I want to say.
Yeah, I feel you, Harlem. I don't want to get us banned either. Banded it.
Let's tap on out, y'all. Let's bow out gracefully on that
Ding,
one,
ding,
man.
ding.
Indeed.
Holla at everybody, man. Commentary, intellectual black versation, episode number 9. We appreciate y'all. Wherever you are. If you're listening, we appreciate it. If you're a steady listener, whoever this dude is going to be, man.
Manny, what's his name? Hold on, let me see. Manny Simpson. Yeah, he's upset. He must be broke.
We need to have a conversation with Manny.
Oh,
dang. So Manny is not taking you to Ruth's Chris, is what you're saying?
No, it's not. I don't want Ruth. I don't want Ruth's Chris anyway. But if I did, he probably couldn't afford it.
Come on. What restaurants you like? What you like? What restaurants?
I am, you know what, contrary to what people believe about me, I'm actually very simple.
What was that word?
I enjoy going to Mr. Sushi down the street on Olive. I really do enjoy that. I enjoy going to Mi Ranchito. Okay. I enjoy going to Changhua. I am very easy to please. I enjoy a good fish plate from Gourmet Soul on a Friday. I'm very easy to please.
Now you know if Manny looking for you, you just let him know where you can find you, right?
Yeah, Manny like Friday.
Friday.
No, he'll get beat up because
my Friday, Manny gonna be there.
Not worried about that.
We just playing, Manny. We just playing. Don't
Manny gonna pull up in that Hellcat.
He really tried to come for me, and I'm amused, and I cannot wait until episode 10 pissing men like that off because it shows me their true colors. I'm not interested in building anybody like a Build-A-Bear. So you either gonna be able to add value, but you're not going to be able to subtract because I'm already self-made, and I will continue to stand in that, and I want to apologize for that. I want to apologize for being, for wanting nice things because I can buy nice things for myself. So, I say to Manny and anybody else who got offended by the last episode, I don't really fucking care.
Okay, because at the end of the day, she's a real woman of St. Louis.
Exactly.
If you wanna give any more, if you want to give me shot or be the smoke, man, feel free to log on to our YouTube comment.
I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problem with nobody.
Well, I mean, we ain't gotta have the smoke. It's a figure of speech.
I will put it in a pipe and smoke it and blow it out.
Yeah.
I
say. Just a little bit because I'm back at work, but I have a little bit of time.
Daryl, can we bring Manny on the show? You think he'll want to come on?
I don't even know where he's. I don't even know where he to even. You can't go to his page or his email.
We'll get in touch.
We can look up his page on Facebook and be like, hey man, I know it's you.
Well, obviously he's a fan of the show because he couldn't wait to comment on the full video. Like the clip is what set him off. So
real talk. We appreciate you, bro. Keep listening.
We really do for good, bad, or indifferent, man. We appreciate that you pay attention to what we're talking about here. At I forgot the name of our show. What's our show again?
Commentary.
I was about to say intellectual black versation. It's commentary. God damn it. I'm old.
Rashad was on he went on the north side, got a little sweet. He was drinking a Coke 45.
Yeah. Hey, what up, D-Roy? Yeah.
He was drinking a Coke 45.
Because I'll be so used to saying intellectual black versation. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Oh, commentary. Okay. My bad.
You're good. You're
I'm
good.
playing with y'all. I'm playing.
Man, y'all know where to hit us up. We got the email. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, commentary discussion group is the name of the page. So feel free to come in, holler at us there. We will be back.
Y'all should go and turn around
We'll
and do the next week. Y'all should need to go and come back next week since y'all been fumbling.
Oh, thank
Whatever.
you.
Don't say
Thank
y'all.
you.
I'm putting B in
say
charge,
y'all.
bro. I'm putting B in charge. B is she's gonna handle the calendar, and she's just gonna tell us, and we gotta be there, bro.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
Hey, yo,
Yeah,
we should get some shirts made that says Harlem B for president. I don't know. I was just thinking about
You know what?
that.
I think it's time
Harlem
to go
B
and wrap this
for
up.
president. Yeah. I'm
Y'all
telling you,
can
laughing,
finally...
but when we make some money off that motherfucker, well, we make some money off of it. Just remember that I said it. Harlem B for president. I'm telling you. Why?
Well, until I move into the White House, they can find me at The Interrupted Black Girl on Instagram, and I can be reached via email at blackgirlsinterrupted@gmail.com.
Rashadism. I'm not gonna spell it, but you can find me everywhere. There you go.
I am Allen I in your face. I am ALLENEYE on my social media handles, and I'm back on Twitter a little bit now, so I get it popping there. I went viral like a couple of weeks ago on Twitter actually, so that was pretty fun.
Grow up.
I mean, it was, Twitter is so easy. All you gotta do is get them couple of retweets in, and once it get going, it's going. So I don't know. I think my record so far has been I was getting mentions for 48 hours because I made a joke about dudes that sit home and play video games all day. So
I also logged on to Facebook earlier and saw a post that you made. I'm not gonna go into it, but you are hilarious. I just really want you to know that, and you're also extremely weird for drinking plain ass iced tea.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah,
I drink unsweetened iced tea on the regular.
Yeah, it was I can't wait to stand in front of my homie New Whip with the fly outfit and my merce to take a pic and caption it blessings. I'm sick of you. You are out of control.
Oh, you got a merce.
Out of control.
Let me put my merce on.
Lord have mercy. See?
Put my merce on.
My merce.
We put my merce on. Yeah. So look, I'm gonna tell you like I tell all the homies, okay? Skinny jeans and AirPods in your pocket and keys and a wallet and all that don't mix. They just don't mix. They don't mix. So you have to carry a merce to keep your lines, your silhouette going. You can't, no, you can't have skinny jeans, your AirPod case sticking out your pocket, all that, and then you got keys in there, you got lumps everywhere, People can read my credit card number. I can't do that. I can't do that.
So you're a mercenary of a sort.
You know what? It is time to go.
Mercy.
Lamborghini mercy. Yeah.